the grainy brainy version. I swear I've seen him before. Oh, Tame Impala.
She said, baby, you're my gold, sitting on me, I'm me a banker. She said, baby, you're my chains. I said, no, honey, I'm your anchor.
Hey, that is not. This is Benet all over again. When you look at somebody and you got it in your mind what their voice gonna sound like, and then that's what comes out of their throat. Okay. I'm intrigued.
She said, baby, you're my gold, sitting on me, I'm me a banker. She said, baby, you're my chains. I said, no, honey, I'm your anchor. And I said, baby, you're my wings. She said, no, you're just a fish.
Talk.
I said, baby, you're my dream. She said, no, I'm just your wish.
Talk. Hold on, boy, wait, chill out. This poetry. Look at this fucking smirk. Wipe that smirk off your face. I know it was fire. Relax.
Baby, you're my
Hold on.
wings. She said, no, you're just a fish.
Okay.
I said, baby, you're my dream. She said, no, I'm just your wish.
Okay. Talk your shit, Asaf.
She said, baby, you're my river. I said, no, baby, I'm your train.
Unspoken word.
She said, baby, you're my color. I said, no, baby, I'm your stain. And I said, baby, you're my diamond. She said, no, I'm just a pig. I said, baby, you must be magic. She said, no, I'm just a trick.
I knew that was coming. I knew it. Bars. I knew it.
She said, baby, you can see me. I said, no, baby, I just sense. She said, baby, you're my castle. I said, no, honey, I'm your fence. And I said, baby, you're my lover. She said, no, I'm just a maid. I said, baby, I love you. She said, no, you're just afraid. I said, no, baby, I love you. She said, no, you're just afraid, boy. I said, no, baby. I said, baby, listen now. I said, no, baby, listen, I love you. I said, baby. I said, baby, I said, baby, I love you. She said, no, you're just afraid.
Hey, this is so nice on my ears, bro. Like a Q-tip spinning really fast. What the fuck was the last 3 minutes of this song? I've never in my life heard someone scream into their guitar. I've never heard or seen that in my life. And it not sound stupid. It didn't sound dumb. It was fantastic. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Oh my God. What? He went from playing the guitar and like giving us poetry back and forth with you know, like with his partner to being like, you know what? I'm done. I've had enough. And we just watched therapy for the last 2.5 minutes. He just fucking, he got it all out at the end. He had more to get out of his system. And we were all invading on his therapy time. We were all on the couch with him in the last 2 minutes. That was insane. That was absolutely insane. Oh my gosh. I love the metaphor of the song. It's like everything you think I am, you're wrong. Everything you thought I would be, you're wrong. Whatever interpretation of me you had, it's backwards. I don't know how he turned that piece of poetry into the sound then being the poetry itself. It went from the words being the poetry to the sound being the poetry. That, how are you both lyrical and hypnotic at the same damn time? Save some of that for the rest of us, brother. Save some of that smoothness for the rest of us. Yeah, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. Hey, great. Hey, because I just like saying the word so I'm gonna call you That's insane. That's insane. That's a great pick. That's an absolute great pick. Why do people quote the basic lyrics of it though? I said, baby, I love you. She said, no, you're just afraid. That's literally the weakest line of the entire song, bro. Oh my God, I'm always on an island. It's the weakest part of the song. Everything else before it is so much more impactful. Everything else. She said, you my colors. Nah, you just the stain. Oh, bars, bitch. Like that shit was so wild, bro. Oh my God! Now I want to look at the lyrics again, bro. Now I want to look at them again. Hold on. She said, baby, you my river. Bitch, you just a drain. Fuck. I'm the drain. Oh my God. She said, baby. She said, baby, you're my wings. Nah, honey, you just a fish. But baby, you're my dream. Fucking, you just a wish. Bars. Stop it. You ain't have to dish your lady like that, Asaf. That's insane. That's it. That's insane, bro. You didn't have to do that. Just leave. The worst he can say is no. Not if you're Asaf. Not if you're Asaf. Your feelings are hurt. Fucking doing this. She's crying, snot nose on the floor, and you doing this. You doing one of these right here. No, bro, you're an asshole.